Hey guys, Courtney Epps here with OTB Tax, and I'm so excited to have another episode of What's Your Plan B? Why you would be brain dead not to own a home based business. And today I have Jackie here with me, and I just want to be very clear, upfront, and honest. I am in no way a part of network marketing industry. I am a tax strategist. I've written a book called More Relaxing, Less Taxing, and my goal here is to share with you the real world of network marketing and the other massive benefits to being involved in the network marketing industry, and share with you real people who are every single day going out and building a business. So, Jackie, I appreciate you so much for being on here with me today. And if you could just share with the audience, who you are, why you love network marketing, and do you do it part-time, full-time? Just tell us everything that you are. Tell us everything you're about.
Okay. Thank you, Courtney, for allowing me this opportunity. First of all, I have watched several of the interviews prior, and I'm just kind of blown away that I actually have the opportunity to be on the same platform as so many of these amazing people you've had on up to this point, and I'm sure will continue to have. I love the idea of bringing people together and having this kind of interaction and learning, because everybody, what do they say, I might not be your cup of tea, but I could be your shot of vodka or something like that. So basically saying that everybody isn't going to connect with one person. So the fact that you're bringing such a variety of people and experiences on here, I think is amazing. So to introduce myself, I'm Jackie Harris, and I am a veteran hairstylist. I've been in the beauty industry for, I'm going to say 3 decades because it sounds a lot better. And I have seen a lot in my days. I absolutely love every day what I do in the salon and behind the chair. 3 years ago, though, I was introduced with the opportunity to bring an added value to my clientele through another company that was very different than I've ever done before, with any success. So let me see. Now, when I met Courtney, or when I got introduced to Courtney, it was back in the fall of 19. And this is how it went. And those of you who know me, who are on watching me, you're going to laugh because you totally get this. My attention span is so short. And so one of my sideline sisters in my uplines team, on our team, had posted Courtney one of her YouTube videos. So one day I just thought, let me just click on, see what this girl's got. Okay, here she comes on stage in this flashy, sparkly gold dress. She was freaking the bomb. And all of a sudden she started talking. And the accent and the dress, I was like, okay, now I'm really intrigued. What does this chick have to say? So normally 5 minutes in, I would have stopped the show because I just don't have that attention. But when Courtney started talking about those of us in network marketing and direct sales businesses, the opportunities from a tax benefit side, I was like, okay, wait a minute, she might be onto something. Then she said, if you have a pool, then that is also a tax deduction if you have a home-based business. I'm like, we just put a pool in. Like, this is perfect timing. So little by little, I started researching her, following her, stalking her, sending her messages, probably annoying her. Because what I found is Courtney is a lot like who I feel I am. I want to find ways to help people grow and become more financially free. And again, those of you watching that know me are laughing because I am, as far as budget goes, didn't even know there was really a word budget. Taxes, that was a joke too. So being able to find you, Courtney, And hear everything that you say in layman's terms that makes sense has given me a whole renewed reason to share my business with other people. Because especially if you're a W-2, but I'm in a world of independent, entrepreneurs, self-employed. And so I'm trying to dig a little deeper to find out how being in a home-based business, we could benefit even greater.
Yes.
But as far as my team, my personal team, which I absolutely love, every one of you, they're all W-2, every one of them. So I'm
Wow.
finding that they're scared.
Yes.
It's too good to be true, Courtney.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll tell you. And I may not be the best person to share this, but I haven't been a W-2 employee since I was 19 years old, and I'm 38 now. I have 6 children, and business is scary in the beginning, but being a W-2 employee for 30 years is extremely scary. And the reason why is because we can either have security now or we can have security later. And so, but you've got to have insecurity at some point in time. And so, I've got a story of a friend of mine actually that started working for me. She retired after 23 years of teaching in Oklahoma. And with all the COVID situation, they allowed them that they could retire early. And she got a retirement. They literally are giving her $61,000, not a year, $61,000 of which she has to pay taxes on after 23 years of working. So, what most people don't realize is that 48% of Americans don't have a dollar in retirement at age 55. So 48%, 46% of Americans don't have an extra $400 to their name. That was before the pandemic. 69% of Americans did not have an extra $1,000 to their name before the pandemic. The system is broken. And if nothing else, this should be a wide open experience for you to say, oh my God, like what I thought was secure is no longer secure. And at the end of the day, and I talk about these statistics all the time. This is why I speak this information and why I shifted my entire accounting practice is because I need W-2 employees to understand that they have to find another way. Like, I'm not telling you to quit your day job. What I'm saying is you have to have a business. And if you will continue to grow this business in the network marketing space, you can become financially free. You can. But you have to put forth the effort, just like you would put forth the effort in your full-time job. So if you put forth that effort for someone else, you should really do it for yourself. And, a lot of times, sadly enough, we put more time and effort into someone else than we do ourselves, especially if you're a nurturer. And so what we were able to do is when we started giving, and 2 years ago, when we started giving for every dollar that came in our accounting practice, we started providing a serving of food. That changed everything for me. It was like, we got to work. Like, we got to get to 10,000 children a day. First, it was 5,000 children a day. And we hit that level in January. And then it was, we need to get to 10,000. Now we need to get to 50,000 children a day. And, I'm not stopping until we do that. But the statistics that hit me so hard August 2 years ago was that the average household income in America is $60,000 a year. And you'll pay $14,000 in taxes on that. And then the take home from that is $46,000. And so the cost of living in America, unfortunately, is $53,000. And that's on average. So, Atlanta, Georgia is $73,000. Where I live is $63,000. So, but the average is $53,000 a year. And that means that 2 W-2 employees making on average $15 an hour each. They have a family of 4. They're going in debt $7,000 a year to work 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year, take 2 weeks paid vacation. And the sad part is that you have no options when it comes to paying taxes. You don't get to choose how much money you pay in taxes. And I think life is all about choices. See, as business owners, we get to buy things that are in turn business deductions but they're also living expenses that we get to enjoy because we're home-based business owners. And because of that, now we pay less in taxes. And when you understand that W-2 employees make money, pay taxes, and then buy some of their wants and needs, business owners make money, buy their wants and needs, and then pay taxes, the rest is history. It's like, what is your focus? Because at the end of the day, a W-2 employee is going to pay more on taxes in their entire lifetime than food, clothing, housing, and transportation combined. Food, clothing, housing, transportation combined, you'll pay more in taxes because of all the real estate taxes, property taxes, sales tax, income tax, FICA taxes, all of those taxes. Whereas most business owners get such massive tax deductions because we generate jobs. We create economy. And so the trickle down effect is that the W-2 employees have to pay those taxes. So, if you don't get anything from me today, I will never knock being a W-2 employee. I understand the need for certainty, but you must understand, like, I am certain who Courtney Epps is. I am certain what Courtney Epps can do. I don't need anybody else to tell me what to do or how to do it. I know that I'm on a path. I know I can make my own way. That's the sad part about being a W-2 employee. Like, how many people just lost their jobs that they've had for 20 or 30 years, and they thought that they were safe and secure and they were good, but they were not. And so that's one of the biggest reasons why we're doing this whole episode is, like, you have to have a plan B. And sometimes it's time to just jump in and say, you know what, that plan B, like, it needs to be a plan A today. So hopefully that helped, Jackie.
Well, and it does. I mean, what I didn't share earlier is that I have owned a salon and spa throughout my years in the career. I've had a lot of employees, and if I would have known then what I know now, I would have almost made it a prereq of coming on to my business and to say, what sets your soul on fire besides hair? Hair, because this is great, and you're going to be able to do amazing things with this craft. But there's so much more that you're able to do doing it through a network marketing direct sales business. And what I did find during that time, and I find it now as I do meet people, is I'm not a salesperson. Even then, because I had requirements, our job as hairstylists is to make sure that our clients have the tools to reproduce to the best of their ability what we do and provide to them in the salon. So, at one point I said, do you want me to take these products off the station? Because if you're not, explaining to your clients, your guests, what will work for them to achieve the look that they want, then you don't need it on your station. So, basically it was a requirement in my salon, in my business, for them to do that. They still felt like sticky salespeople, which I never could understand, because I felt like always, if I was able to help you achieve something at home that I was able to do for you in the salon, I win. I'm like, yay, I'm the hero, and I love it. I love helping people. So what I find in the direct sales business, same thing. I'm not a salesperson. And I'm like, great. You don't have to be a salesperson. You just have to use whatever product, love it, believe in it, know that the company that you're aligning yourself with is of the same ethical values that you have. That's all you need. That is all you need. So, I did hear one of your other guests say, when people say they're not a salesperson, she said, I think it was Melissa Eldridge, and she said, you are a salesperson. If you're married, you're a salesperson. If you're a parent, you're a salesperson. And I just thought that is brilliant, because, I'm always thinking of ways to better myself, which my business and now my company has helped me do. I've grown so much more personally, professionally. I'm meeting people like you out there who are trying to do the same thing and help. I really admire the fact that you're not involved in a direct sales company anymore, because that truly does give you the credibility to know that you are not here trying to recruit for your company. Guys, Courtney is the real deal. I mean, I honestly, people, the company that I have promoted all through my career, people would, say, "Oh, you've drank the Kool-Aid," because they were the best. They still are the best, in my opinion. Now, having partnered with the company that I'm with now, I feel that same passion. I'm like, wow, another company that I can really stand behind, that stands behind me, that stands behind their product. So when I met you, I'm like, here we go again. Yay, Courtney. So, I mean, I think that for me, when I meet people, I talk about you. I mean, everybody, you could comment wherever we're streaming and tell them how much I talk about Courtney. Because I really believe in what you're doing. And in the very beginning, when you talked about in direct sales, attempting to earn an income meant a minimum of 3 days a week, 45 minutes a day. I thought, that's just too good to be true, but I'm sure she's telling the truth. But I'm going to go to the IRS site and I'm going to look it up and I'm going to find out what they say. And of course, they don't say it as easily as you do.
No.
So what I found was they said the difference between a hobby and a business is you work your business 100 hours a year.
Yep.
That's what I read. It might have been more, but that's all I wanted to read.
Yeah.
And I thought, and I divided that out, and I was like, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's that simple. It's
Yes.
not this vehicle of direct sales can take you wherever you want to go, however fast or slow you want to get there.
Yes. And that, and that the value, it's crazy. People ask me all the time. I've had, I'm gonna stop talking now. My phone is ringing. So Jackie, speak for just a second. Let me mute.
Okay. So for those of you who are watching, just know that I did a tax strategy session with Courtney shortly after meeting her. She looked over my last 3 years tax returns and came back and said, "Oh, girl, you missed out on a lot and you overpaid way too much." And so we're,
I'm back now. Sorry. My
Okay.
phone rings on my computer and I don't know how to stop it. I don't even know where it's ringing from. So sorry about that. So, and that's the thing. It's like people ask me all the time, well, like, Courtney, do you charge for your tax strategy sessions? Yes, I do. Why? Because I'm providing value for you. Like, I'm not doing it for Courtney. I'm not saving money on Courtney's taxes. I'm giving you 19 years of experience that I've learned the hard way and been able to learn and combine into a 30-minute conversation. And so saving people $5,000 to $50,000 every 30 minutes is what we do here at OTB Tax. And so, having that conversation, it's like you providing value. If I don't tell you, you don't know. So it's just like the same thing with network marketing. The reason why network marketing exists is because there is a certain product that somebody needs to actually tell you about and educate you on. So you can't go sit it on the shelf and it's like these two different water bottles. Like, we don't know which water is better than the other unless somebody tells us. Like, this water has this water does this. And so that's exactly why the network marketing industry exists, is to just educate people on products or services that you may not know about. And because it may be higher level than just looking at it and getting it off of a shelf, there has to be a what we call a salesperson there doing it. But the whole gist of the network marketing industry is just to educate someone on something that they didn't know about. And when you see it that way, when you go to educate them, it's not about you telling them that they should join you or being a part of what you're doing. You're just telling them. Now, if they decide they want to buy your product or your service, or they want to be a part of your opportunity, that's wonderful. The goal is that you just open your mouth and tell somebody something, and you now get to take advantage of massive tax deductions. So the minute that I pick up the phone and I call Jackie and I say, Jackie, girl, let's go to lunch. I'm excited. I want to share with you something I'm doing. And Jackie gets in her car and I get in my car. Well, Jackie, let's say she's a W-2 employee. She gets in her car and she drives to me. We sit down and have lunch. I get in my car. I drive to her. We sit down and have lunch. I get to write off 58 cents a mile on the way to her. I get to write off my meal while I'm sitting down and having a conversation with her. I can write off 50% of that. I tell her what I'm doing. And, she may say, well, Courtney, I love it. Like, I want to do this with you. Awesome. That's great. She may say, you know what, Courtney, I'm not really interested in making any extra money, which is the craziest thing that I've ever heard anybody say in my entire life. Like, I'm not interested in making any extra money. Like, I'm good. Whatever. Said no one ever. Like, unless you just didn't have the extra money you thought to get involved in something. So anyway, or she may say, you know what, Courtney, you are crazy. Like, you're probably going to hell for this. And then I'm going to just look at her and say, well, you just don't understand tax code. Like, you don't understand tax code. Because at the end of the day, the only thing I'm trying to share with you is a way and an opportunity for you to make more money in less time and have more in life and free up more money in taxes. And if you're not okay with that, that's perfectly fine. All I was doing was sharing it with you. But at the end of the day, I appreciate you for now allowing me to write off my meal. It was good talking with you. I'm going to get back in my car and I'm going to write off 58 cents a mile. I'm going to write off my business in my home, my business use in my home. I do get to write off my swimming pool because I have employees who are my children who I allow to swim in my swimming pool. Now my swimming pool is a tax deduction because it's a fringe benefit. I get to write off a portion of almost all of my travel because I don't travel unless it has to do with business. So I may enjoy myself, and I will along the way, and I'll take my kids with me. But at the end of the day, it's all 100% travel, and I get to write that off. And then I hire my kids, and my kids work for me. I was going to give them money anyway. Now they work for me. Now it becomes a tax deduction. It saves me tens of thousands of dollars every single year. And that's what people need to understand. That's what network marketing does. It allows you the opportunity on a part-time basis to get started with a system that's already set up for you, with the marketing that's already set up for you, with a website that's already set up for you. And guys, by the way, I have literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years off of setting up systems and setting up tools and websites and all these marketing materials that are already set up for you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to get a business license. All of these things are done. You just pay a couple $100 and get started and open your mouth and start sharing it with people. And then you get the massive tax deductions. And I think, Jackie, you had a question on people who have Social Security disability.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you do, people that are on unemployment, people that have Social Security, it's all about your net income, what you bring home after expenses. And I don't think anybody, if you don't understand anything else I say today, I want you to understand that you make money. You have all of these deductions: meals, mileage, cell phone, internet, business use of your home, hiring your kids, travel, continuing education, dues, advertising, all these things. And most of them are traditional living expenses. They are things that you're already spending money on today, like medical insurance is also a tax deduction. What's left over is what matters. But in the very beginning, in the first couple of years, you could literally have nothing left over, have a loss that offset any income that you already have on paper, not in the real world, but it offsets any income that you already have on paper. And that actually helps you. It doesn't hurt you in any way. So, I've had clients that have literally have been on Social Security, made hundreds of thousands of dollars in their business and still not lost their Social Security. Now, so I want you to understand, we're not telling you this is a true, legal way to allow you. The government wants you to be in business. They want you to create more economy. They don't want people to be on unemployment. And that's what happens is when you become a business owner, you create economy, you hire employees pay the taxes. Now less people are on unemployment. now more people are paying taxes, if that makes sense.
And it does. And thank you for that, because I do have a lot of people who I've grown up with who are now in that category of retirement, Social Security, disability. So that is awesome. Thank you. As far as a W-2 employee, I think one of my teammates had gone on vacation last week and with her husband. And when I spoke with her when she returned, I said, do you realize that entire vacation is going to be a write-off because you were working your business during that time. You shared samples, you placed orders, you were working your business. And she said, really? And I said, yes, this is what it's about. Do you have to be out there doing lives like I do or posting 500 times a day? No, that's just me. I like doing that. But everybody does their business their own way. But having a business, a home-based business, is what's important. I mean, as a self-employed person, I was only able to take so many deductions.
Right.
I couldn't take my mileage from my house to the salon.
Yes.
I couldn't until now.
Yep.
Now I can. I could
Yep.
lie.
Yes.
I could lie. Sure.
Yes.
Do that.
And the great part about it is, and I want to be very clear about how you can write certain things off. So it's all about your intent to earn an income. So what is the reason why you're spending money? Is your intent to go on a vacation, or is your intent to actually, while you're to go to meet people, right? So it has to be about your intention. It has to be business related. Okay. Now, the next step is your attempt. So if you're attempting to earn an income, that's also a tax deduction. So one of the things I like to share with people, especially brick and mortar locations, the benefits of why you'd want some sort of home-based business is you can't write off commuting miles. So you can't write off when you get in your car, drive to work, and drive back. That's not a tax deduction for you. But it is if you're a home-based business owner, because when you get in your car and you leave, now it's a tax deduction. The other aspect of it is business use of home. So that's a huge deduction. It's typically, $3,000 to $5,000 a year in a tax deduction, on top of things like the pool, gym, stuff like that you can actually write off. Now, that being said, if you are a traditional business owner, a couple of those things you can work out and bring back in, but it's just easier if you're doing it in the network marketing space. Now, one of the great things about why network marketing instead of just traditional home-based business, let's look at a landscaper, for instance. If a landscaper decided to go to California or Hawaii for that matter, there's no way on earth that a landscaper is going to be able to write that off unless they were going for some sort of continuing education, or there was a show out there for them to go, learn from somebody or buy a product or something like that. Now, if you're a network marketer, and I'll just give you, for instance, a couple weeks ago, we went to Salt Lake City, and I went out there to connect some for-profits to some nonprofits, because I truly believe that will change the world. Hands down is connecting those people together so that we can stop focusing on money and start focusing on the bigger picture, is mission and purpose and how to help more people. Amen. Anyway, I took all my family. And so we went out there for business purposes to grow my accounting practice. And the whole entire time, everything we did was a tax deduction, everything. I mean, and we had such an amazing time. But on top of that, if I had been, say, I hadn't been in the network marketing industry, it would have been really hard for me along the way. Like, I stopped by Tom Chenault's house, and I hung out in his bathtub, like with clothes on, and we hung out and shared, and we talked. And so I was able to stop along the way and meet people and have conversations with them that were network marketing, because I'm attempting to earn an income. I'm always in that space. And if you're a network marketer, it's very easy for you to say, I want to go to Colorado. Who do I know in Colorado? and you schedule an appointment before you get to Colorado with an upline, a downline, a sideline, a contact that you have, and you go to Colorado to meet them. And what you do in Colorado then becomes a tax deduction. And so that's how this whole world works. And when you understand that legally, morally, and ethically, by being a business owner, especially a home-based business owner, and that's why I push it so much, that you can truly have such massive tax deductions, it can change your life, guys. It's a game changer. Like, it really is. You know, when you understand that you can have hundreds of thousands of more dollars a year than somebody else that is working as a W-2 employee, like, you know, that a doctor, you know, let's say a doctor, for instance, they're making $150,000 a year. No, they're not. They're making $75,000 a year because they're paying half of that in taxes, and they have $150,000 worth of student loan debt. Not knocking it. It's just not the best way today in this given age. So, you know, I could go on and on all day long about why I love home-based business, but you know, there's just so many things that you can take as a tax deduction that you don't even think about, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy if you don't. I mean, just try it out. There, you know, I've always been a yes person. You know, do you want to try this? Sure, I'll try it. If I don't like it, what's the worst that can happen? Do you want to start a business? Sure, I'll try it. Why not? I've learned what not to do.
Yes.
That I have. But you know, the thing about it is, just do it. Especially if you have an opportunity to try it for a certain period of time with no commitment.
Yes.
I mean, there are those opportunities that are out there.
Yes.
You know, just giving it a try. That's still a deduction at the end of the year, even if you decide you don't want to do it. That particular investment to try it is also, you know, something that you can deduct at the end of the year.
Look at how many people that go to college for 4 years and then they try it and then they're like, oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Now they're $50 or $60 or $70,000 in student loan debt, like 4 years into their life. This is just a really good way, and a good way to get involved in personal growth and development, to be around the right people so that you can truly grow all at the same time.
Exactly.
I love it. So guys, you know, I want you, Jackie, just share kind of what's on your heart, like final words. You know, I appreciate everyone for listening to this call or this live and being a part of it. You know, we're just trying to share our heart. We're just trying to share, you know, why we love this industry so much, and just share what you've got on your heart, and, you know, some last words for everyone.
So what I would say in closing is just say yes. Try it. If someone presents an opportunity, just do it. Just try it. You just don't know. You know, reach out to Courtney. She is so there and readily available. God bless her. I mean, you know, anyway, she is wonderful. Her team is wonderful. I love anyone that I've ever worked with at her business, at her company. You know, reach out, ask questions. That's what she wants to do, is help you understand why this would be good for you. Even if right now, at this very moment, you're like, yeah, I still don't think. Okay, that's fine. Try it anyway. You know, challenge yourself.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And you know, I appreciate you being on here, Jackie. You know, and I think a couple times, the first time we were supposed to be on live together, like it canceled a couple times, and you know, I finally got this is exciting. Like, we just want to help you guys understand that it truly is amazing. You would be brain dead not to have some sort of home-based business. I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not saying that, you know, to hurt you in any way. I just want you to understand that based upon the system that we have, you would be brain dead not to have a home-based business. So go out and find something you're passionate about. Share that with the world so you can get massive tax deductions, free up money, and help more people. Yes.
And get her book, because on page 11, she says to you, bring this information to who you're working with on your taxes. And if they say that you can't do anything that's in this book, you might be with the wrong person.
Yes.
And
Yes,
who says
definitely.
that? Who says that unless they know that they can back it up? So
Well, and I didn't know. I didn't learn this information from college. So, and I have a 5-year accounting degree. I have an equivalent of a master's degree in accounting, and not one class is on strategy. Not one class taught me how to actually prepare a tax return. And so, it was a big eye opener for me. Fortunately, I'd been in business forever and I knew all the tax deductions that I could take. I just started searching for me to help me. And then I said, you know what? I could truly change the world if I just share this with everybody. And I think that's the one thing that lacks in our world is like, I don't want to hoard this information. I just want to give it to the world. So, I appreciate you being on here, Jackie, and I thank you so much. And thanks, guys, for listening in to another episode of Why You Would Be Brain Dead Not Own a Home-Based Business. Go out and find your plan B today.
today.